Hello Aries, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie, this is Blazer the Morkie, and we are bringing you your December monthly reading. We're also celebrating Sagittarius season for our December Saggies and the ones before in late November. Happy birthday to all of you. Okay, so we're going to get into a Celtic cross spread today. Going to go deep into that, and then we're going to pull a message for the Aries collective at the very end. These are general readings, so as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest. Do keep in mind also that you can check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node for additional context and texture. And then you can check out the description below if you'd like. I have links to personal readings, social media, and donations. And also be sure you're following me on Instagram at Creators on the Crest, because I do flash sales there for readings that you might be interested in. And I'm getting ready to post my holiday offerings as well. So check that out. They'll only be listed there. So that's where you go to find it. And also every other Sunday, I'm here live from 7 to 8 Central, and we have a lot of fun and a great community. You can come on, you can ask a question, I'll pull cards for you. The questions and the people in the community are amazing. Would love to see you there if you're interested. You can also catch the replay on my channel. Okay, let's get into your actual reading. Whew. So Aries, you are showing me in your current energies, the energies of Sagittarius. You could really be embracing this season here with the Temperance card. I think this is a time of change for you, and maybe some moving parts that haven't quite landed in their position. You do have the challenge of the Devil card here. So I'm wondering if things don't feel a little bit out of control right now, or like there's just things in motion that you can't stop, you can't prevent, you couldn't get in the way of the moving train if you wanted to, right? It's that kind of energy. So things are kind of in motion, and maybe you're just looking to find your patience, your center, your feeling of, it's not surrender, but it's like an understanding of what's going on and having some peace in that understanding. In your needed focus area, you get the Four of Wands. This is a card of feeling really good about what you've created. It's the 1111 card if you're into the numerology of things. It's may represent for you something that came along with that 1111 portal last month that was important for you to recognize or realize, or you did go through some sort of portal and now you're actually feeling kind of good about it from what I can see. So maybe the universe just wants you to experience a little more of the uplifting energies that came from that. We'll see when we clarify. In your past, leaving behind a thought, with the Ace of Swords, maybe a direction you thought you were going to go, but that has since changed. Maybe it's a certain belief system that you came to realize was untrue or just does not fit your life, and so you're leaving behind a way of thinking about things. Could be leaving behind also getting tied up in overthinking. In the future position, you get the Ace of Pentacles, a brand new beginning in the material world. For some of you, this could be a new job opportunity coming up in the near future. I see that the roots are planted here for you, so it's just a matter of it growing to fruition. It may take a little time, but it's on the way. In your place of embodiment and empowerment, you get the Eight of Pentacles. So right now, putting your focus on doing something you love. So this may or may not be your work job. Like, I love doing tarot readings. I love Creators on the Crest. I love it, so I get to do that and I get to put my focus on it. If it's not, like, let's say you're 9 to 5, there may be a passion project that you have that needs a little bit of attention, or it just feels good right now to put some energy into it. For some of you, it could be a holiday kind of related thing, or just something that you do that you feel really good in your heart about it, okay? So maybe do volunteer work or something like that. That's gonna feel really good to you right now. In the position of your allies and support, you get the Five of Cups, and this is all about emotional release. So December is a good time for you, Aries, to really embrace releasing emotions. So it's about holding yourself gently as you release certain things into, and it's funny, they're not like getting released into the past. I feel like they're getting released into the cosmos, so to speak. There's like a deeper purpose to what you're releasing this month that serves like the greater whole somehow. So that's very interesting energy. I've not got that interpretation from the Five of Cups before, but in this case, something on a grander scale is happening through your emotional release, which is beautiful. I guess I'm really not surprised because that Aries energy does lead the way. So it would be likely that you would be the first to tell me about such energy. And in your position of the environment you're in, the wheel of fortune, things are moving, things are changing. In some ways, some of you may be working on like your ability to feel lucky and feel like a winner. That could be coming up for some of you. For others of you, you're just trying to balance yourself out amongst the ever-changing energies. Some of you may actually be physically changing jobs, locations, or relationships. It kind of feels like a more practical kind of thing for many of you than it does romantic, but it does seem like things are changing here. In the hopes and fears, you get the Ten of Cups. You want to feel, and I think you will, if you're really affecting your emotional release with the Five of Cups on a cosmic level, I think the universe is going to bring back to you this Ten of Cups. You really want to feel fulfilled with the love in your heart, with living a heart-led life, with feeling complete with the people around you, with who you would consider to be your family. You really want to feel good about that. This could also be an Aries. I just had to have the hugest yawn of the century there to bring in some air, because this is about the love that is being woven into your life, and it's coming in super powerfully for you. It really is. I know this is in your hopes and fears, and you fear you won't have it, but I feel the energy moving quite powerfully here. So for your potential outcome, what do you get? You get the Ace of Cups. Really stepping forward into the next part of your journey, being heart-led. And it's very beautiful with an open heart, a full cup, feeling good. Okay, let me just do a quick sip of my smoothie here. Okay, wow. That was really powerful energy with that Ten of Cups there. Let's clarify the Temperance card. So, this Sagittarius season, important for you, a fellow fire sign here. You could have some significant Sagittarius energy in your chart. To clarify the Temperance card, you get the Eight of Wands and the Seven of Swords. For some of you, I think you're feeling a bit pushed. Okay, I feel like you're feeling if you don't get to something quickly, that it will be snagged away from you, or you just won't get what you want. That there's a little bit of a feeling there in your current energies that if you do not move quickly, that you won't get what you want. And I honestly think that's just a passing block or fear, because the energy of Temperance asks us to trust. It asks us to trust the universe. It asks us to trust ourselves, and that the energy that we've put out there will come back to us. Now, I wonder if that little bit of energy there, that block, isn't coming from this challenge of the devil here. Certainly, if any of you are in an addictive pattern with love and relationships, with alcohol, with some sort of, caffeine, even for some people are very caffeine sensitive. If there's something here that you are acknowledging, even privately to yourself, that you have an addictive or controlling codependent energy with, that's probably adding to this. Let's take a look at this devil here, clarified by the Temperance card and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, and so this devil energy, this controlling energy, could have come from the past, from a overly controlling parent, or possibly even narcissistic or abusive kind of parent. We do have the Five of Pentacles here, which is a feeling of being kicked out, left behind, abandoned, just totally disregarded. And you also have the Temperance card here. There may be some issues here, Aries, in the month of December having to do with trust in yourself, trust in the universe, and a connection to your own self-worth, right? Because also, if you are dealing with some sort of addiction, addictions come from something that is lacking within us. So if you're lacking that connection to your self-worth, to your value as an individual, then it's going to make it really hard for you to trust yourself and the universe. If you have some trauma from the past that needs to be healed up, or some abandonment kind of issues that have come up for healing, it's just going to be so important for you to take the time to address these things. And the holidays oftentimes do bring up things for people, and those memories can be beautiful, and for some people, unfortunately, those memories are very traumatic. So some of you could be dealing with some traumatic energy. There was a card in the deck that belonged with the other deck, and it was the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, some of you have experienced such things in life that it's just been really hard for you to integrate the trust and patience, but that's calling for you now. And this Sagittarius season is a beautiful time to really look at where we're going, where we want to be, and release that beautiful intention into the universe. Let's look at this Four of Wands for your needed focus here. You get the Seven of Cups and the Emperor. Well, you know, Aries, you're giving me the sense that you really want to trust that you make the best choices for yourself here. The Emperor is you. You really want to trust that you make the best choices. I think for some of you, you feel like you might be afraid to make a choice or a decision at times because of things that have happened in the past, or something that's hurt you or rocked your stability, right? And others of you, it's just about acknowledging that you do make good choices for yourself. You absolutely do. That in fact, the choices before you, you can't really go wrong with any of them. And so when we're in that healed space, the opportunities that arise from us may not be a yes here and a no there, but a yes and yes and yes and, you know, and that's the kind of energy that I'm feeling. And it may be just acknowledging that you have choices opened up to you about how to handle this the best for yourself. Now, that could also be if you are in some sort of being challenged with some sort of addiction, whether it's you or someone else, it could be the way that you gain support for that, right? So, you know, some people are going to go the AA route. Some people are going to find, lay the shovel down on YouTube, and they're going to get support that way. Some people are going to go to a rehab facility, and others are going to be able to do it without that. So, you know, this really just depends on doing what's best for you. And I use, you know, addiction as an example, but it could be something like relationship codependency as well that you're working out, or healing a mother or father issue there. The Emperor also could represent issues with the father. And it would be natural for these things to come up during a holiday type season. For the Ace of Swords in your past, you got the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Cups. You strike me as the kind of person who, in your childhood, you kind of retracted into your own mind, into your own imagination when you were faced with challenge. And where, you know, it was a means of protecting yourself. It was a means of making sure that you were guarded. And for some of you, you may have been protecting siblings as well. And this Ace of Swords clarified by the Nine of Wands and Queen of Cups shows me that you're giving a lot of love to that aspect, or you have given a lot of love to that aspect of yourself, and that acknowledgement that beautiful things in the recesses of your mind, beautiful things were imagined, and they have had a positive effect on your life, even though that was a place of respite and protection for you. You know that it served a purpose for you to be able to go into your mind and get to know your imagination in that way. Now, I always like to say, imagination, magi nation, right? So we have that magician energy there. There was something very creative that came out of that. Of course, we want to be able to go into those places in our mind without it being an escape, so to speak. And I think that's what you're leaving behind. You're giving a whole lot of love to that young version of you, though, and making sure that that version is integrated and comes along with you for the next part of your journey, which is going to be less about survival and more about living a heart-led life. For the Ace of Pentacles, you get the Ace of Cups. There it is. There's that full cup, that full heart that's coming forward in a very powerful way. We've got a little bit of Leo energy coming in here with the Strength card. I think this new beginning for you, that is, it's heart-led, it's going to be abundant for you. You have the Pentacles here, and it all has to do with the roots you've laid. And some of the roots that you've laid here have been well, you've planted the seed, but I'm saying the roots have like grown in. Some of these roots that have grown in actually have to do with it's giving me this very like multidimensional feeling, very saprophytic feeling, like it almost like repaired your brain. It connected you to different aspects of yourself, and it was through healing those aspects that something greater is now growing. And this coming up in your future energy, this is looking really nice for you, Aries. I'm really excited for you. For many of you, I feel like when your season rolls back around for us, where we got in March and April, right, is going to be looking really good. Okay, let's look at your place of empowerment with this Eight of Pentacles here. So doing things that feel heart-led to you, you get the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune. The factor that is so important for you when you're making the decision about where to put your energies and your efforts, and if it's a passion project or your 9-to-5 or whatever it is, it's so important that you feel heart-led and heart-guided, and that your wisdom and your experience and your maturity is acknowledged. And you are in this place of empowerment here. You're taking up more space with that. And I know some people, if they're not real familiar with Aries energy, could feel that you're quite demanding. Like this, I could see you negotiating for a pay raise with this energy, you know, getting more vacation time, setting the boundaries around your business. If you're an entrepreneur, you know, maybe you're raising your prices for next year, you're asking for more, you're making more of your time. It doesn't mean you can't under promise and over deliver. You can still do that. It's just a matter of valuing, and the reason you can value that is because it's so heart-centered and heart-led. Truly seems to be of service to the world, which is really nice. Okay, let's look at this Five of Cups that kind of took me into a release, like a cosmic release. Yes, we have the Hierophant and the Six of Swords. So it's very interesting, through your own personal emotional release process, cathartic moments, whether you're crying or you've got that good workout going and you're sweating it out, or you're, you know, doing that rage yell and you're getting it out, you're singing, you're getting on the guitar, getting on the drums, the energy that you are releasing and transforming, it is very spiritually evolutionary in nature, and it's affecting not only you, but the people around you and the people around them, and it's just spreading out like a ripple in a pond. And the Aries energy is absolutely beautiful for that, because you initiate the call. And honestly, with this Six of Swords being here, it's almost as if you get to feel at peace. You get to feel at peace when you're doing what you're supposed to do in these energies here. You get to feel at peace when you release. But there's this beautiful like cosmic impact that you're having here, and really like paving the way for others to lead themselves to these calmer waters. And I feel like your anxiety goes way down when you do this as well, because it's such a spiritually aligned release and action. So a lot of momentum there, a lot of cosmic influence going on there. And all the more reason why clearing out your own energies, or, you know, the energies that surround you, are so important. In your environment, that Wheel of Fortune, you got the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Okay, no wonder you're feeling a little bit like, I gotta balance these energies here. Things are changing, things are moving here. On the one hand, there is this connection that you have to an incredible amount of stability. And on the other hand, there is this connection you have to pain. And I don't know, for most of you, I get that it's reflecting in the same like situation. So this could be, for example, this is just one example, like having a father figure in your life that provides with money and finances, but is unavailable emotionally, that you were never able to connect to emotionally, and you're healing a lot of pain around it. So in your environment in December, you may be with dad or remembering dad or something like that. And if the relationship was not emotionally fulfilling for you, there could be you're working on resolving that, right? You're working on resolving that and bringing that into balance within. There may be, for some of you, some ancestral patterns that you're looking to shift and release. So particularly along the paternal line, from what I can see here. Okay. Whew. The Ten of Cups in your hopes and fears is clarified by the Nine of Cups and the World card. There's this energy that you carry with you that it's really quite beautiful energy. It's the energy of like, you really want there to be no suffering in the world, right? There's that kind of natural energy. Yeah. Because all of a sudden I'm losing my voice. Like it pains you. Through the experience of your own suffering, whether it be in this lifetime or previous, Aries, you've understood the depth of surrender and then suffering, you know, or contentment and suffering, or good times, hard times, you know, however you want to frame that. Because we live in this universe of contrasting expressions, you have that awareness, and it really moves you, you know, when you're in these energies. It moves you and you move it. And I think the part you have to remember is that you move it through staying in that heart-led place. You do have the 9 and 10 of Cups here. And to remain hopeful, you'll have to be in that heart-led space for yourself. But you really don't want people suffering. You really wish, you know, you had the magic formula, could wave the magic wand. But then, of course, the experience of the world and our growth and evolution would not be the same. So you do have that knowing as well. You're like, well, we knew this. I signed up for this. I know this is how the universe works. I know these are the laws of alchemy and natural law and cosmic law, and this is the experience. But you have this really pure desire to end suffering. And my encouragement to you would just be to do what is within your control, not falling into everyone else's business about it and end your own suffering, right? End your own suffering. And how do we do that, right? Because we did come here, most of us, to experience some level of suffering, some level of restriction, some level of pain, some level of this, that, or the other, right? The hard stuff is what I'm getting at. But by experiencing that, we then get the other side of the pendulum, the beauty, the joy, the peace, the surrender, all of those things, right? And that's kind of a concept you're really working with right now. Let's look at this Ace of Cups and your potential outcome here. The Ace of Cups is clarified by the Page of Swords and the Eight of Cups. This is beautiful energy. I really feel like you are very clear that you are going to cut through any BS. If it's not heart-centered, heart-led, heartfelt, heart-resonant, you're going to be cutting that out. You're going to be turning your back on the things and the people. And I mean, it's hard to let people go. With you wanting to end suffering, there's this element of like the survival guilt here, and the nose is running and the nose is itching and I'm getting discomfort in my body because you know, there is a letting go. And there's a part of you that feels like some of you may be in a situation where you are getting ready to leave a relationship or you're letting go of a friendship, and you know, you have that bit of like, this isn't sustaining for either of us anymore, but I'm the one who has to walk away and make this decision. Some of you could be up on those types of circumstances, right? But you're also so determined and you're to stay in this heart space. And so anything that could pull you out of that or would seek to destroy that for you, you're not having it. You're cutting through that BS and you're returning to yourself. It's like, we ain't come this far, you know? Like, I ain't come this far for this. I'm going to make that the title. Aries hasn't come this far just to give up, you know, because they have to let a person or a situation go. They know the value of upholding the energy of the heart. And the heart energies and heart-led energies are coming up for a lot of the signs for December. So I'm seeing a big movement and balance of mental and heart energies. So from the mind to the heart, sinking into the heart. Let's get you a message card to close off your reading, Aries, from these little cards that I just felt guided one day to write some messages on. I wrote them myself, and you get watch your flank. Yes. See, that's that Page of Swords there. The Page of Swords is on guard, right? And there are going to be energies that want to pull you off, because remember I said your emotional processing is contributing to some sort of cosmic influence that's really powerful, that's bringing in a lot of peace, that's bringing in a lot of those energies that would be the opposite of suffering, right? And so there's going to be these places, your flank, you know, you've got to watch for these energies coming in on you. I think you are on guard with it. And it doesn't mean you have to live some sort of paranoid way, but make sure that your protection practices are sound, that you are really clarifying and cleansing your energy frequently, especially during the month of December here. Aries, thank you so much for joining this reading. It was my pleasure to do it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.